So now I know why I be whispering, why I be making videos, while I'm peeping out my blinds to look at the neighborhood. I love my kids very much. They're very different in their own way. My son minds his business. You feed him, give him one hug. Don't hug him too long. He ain't for all that. And then he go about his business. My daughter, on the other hand, you got to give her something to keep her busy so she don't get in the way of what you be doing. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. So I like looking at what's going on in the neighborhood. And I've been doing this since we moved into this neighborhood. We had our son unexpectedly, and he was a sweet baby. I could just hold him in my lap while I looked through the window. Ooh. And it wasn't a problem. Eventually, he started walking, and he didn't feel like being in people's business like me. So then, surprise, surprise, we have a daughter. We find out about her like 8 months later. By the way, you can't be listening to Google because Google was talking about, oh, you can't get pregnant, especially if you breastfeeding. That'll take at least 18 months. 8 months, they 10 months off. Anyway, so this is one of the things that I love to do to pass the time. And I used to sit in a chair directly in front of these blinds. The blinds right here, I've had to get creative. And everything was all well and good. You know, I would just sit in my chair, my son go in the playroom, and that just be that. Case in point, guess who's pulling at the blinds while I'm looking through them? Now I gotta go in another room. You know, she just kind of messed it up for me. I don't even want to look at the blinds no more. Yes, I do. I just went in another room. I just can't stop being nosy, y'all. Anyway, so I had a chair, and I used to just sit at the blinds. Man, I barely watch TV. You know, my husband just really had to drag me kicking and screaming to get a TV because I would just sit here and I do this thing called people watching. And I love people watching. Well, anyway, I sit in my chair, and Jazz one day decided that she was going to call me into the other room. And I got so occupied with whatever mess she made in there. While I'm in the other room, this girl took the blinds, pulled them way up so that everybody in the neighborhood could see that I had a chair, had my little end table, my little snacks and everything, because I would just make a day of it. Now, one of my neighbors, she don't even be bothered with me because that chair is directly facing her house, and I got a lot of tea on her. Before I even knew her name, I was seeing what was going down in her house. No disrespect, you know, my eyes, my choice, you know, but my daughter, and I take time. I make the room dark and everything. Everybody just assumes that nobody's in here, you know. The light is off, you know. I got to keep the door open because I got to be able to rush to the kids if some stuff go down because this one, she always got something going on. You will always have a nosy neighbor. In my neighborhood, I'm the nosy neighbor.